Amidst the massive offseason for Valorant and VCT, and of course all the roster rumors and all the roster changes we're going to be seeing, this happens with every esport, right? When its offseason begins, it just begins with absolute mayhem. It's actually Nadeshot who has been grinding Valorant as of late, which I've loved watching, as he's been going on 12-hour sessions, 8-hour sessions, back-to-back, just grinding the game and trying to climb ranks. And he also talks about, ironically so, having to build an actual roster for competitive Valorant. I'm sure he's talking about all esports here, but having him talk about the perfect recipe to lock down an esports team was actually really interesting. As he says, you can have the perfect team that you scouted and you can recruit all those 4 or 5 guys together, and then 1 month in, you find out this player doesn't like this player, this coach does not want this player on the team, and it just becomes really confuddled pretty freaking fast. Like, things can fall apart so easily on any esports team.
Fucking roster building is really hard, man. Like, it's really hard. You know, you fucking sign players hoping that you can compete for championships, and then as soon as the team's like 1 month in, certain players don't like certain players don't agree with how the coaches want the team to play. It's really hard to get that perfect recipe in this day and age, for sure. Like, I like the fact that in Valorant now, or at least maybe in CS too, like, people will trial players before signing them, and I wish that was done more often, because you like make a commitment to people and then the roster doesn't work, and then the organizations have to release the players to go get different players because the players on the team don't want to play with that player, and then you release that player even though all the players on the team wanted you to sign that player in the first place, but you release them, so then the community gets mad at you because you're just doing what the players wanted, but then you got to sit there and take it on the chin because you can't throw your own players under the bus and tell the real story. Bro, it's crazy, man. Like, esports organizations in general, that's a lot. I know that was a lot, but to me, it was actually very coherent, and I think I told it exactly how I wanted to say it. There's just been so many times, maybe not so many times, but a handful of times where we had to make roster changes and decisions for the sake of the team because the coaches or the players wanted it. You make that change, and you can't really tell the community the entire reason because
I'm actually gonna be
you can't throw your own players under the bus, bro. And they'll never say it. They'll just go on Twitter and tweet out, "Yo, love playing with you, bro. Sorry it didn't work out, man. Have a good one." Meanwhile, it's like, yo, that's the guy, bro. That's the guy that sent you away. And then the org is just fucking taking it on the chin. I don't know. You guys are hearing a lot of therapy, a lot of pain, right? And a lot of pain, clearly.
And another interesting point saying you can't even be fully transparent. This is something Nadeshot's talked a lot about. I'm sure a lot of esports owners have talked about this transparency too. It's something I think a lot of maybe some new owners are trying to get maybe a better grasp of. Like with Disguised Toast, I think he's very transparent compared to any owner out there because he can be, right? It's a smaller man team. He can really decide what goes in and what goes out. It's been nice to see. But Nadeshot talking about how you really can't even be fully transparent with your community because let's say you have a coach or a staff member say, hey, this person's not working out, this player's not working out, or if you have other teammates saying, hey, we got to get rid of so-and-so, but you can't tell that player that so-and-so is the reason that they're actually gone, and you can't tell the community that either. So it becomes a real transparency communication issue because you don't want to throw your own players under the bus, especially if that's the decision that the team has to make. So it's like, kind of stressed me out even hearing it from him.
Bro, should we just start like a subscription program for 100 Thieves, like a fan club, like a lot of other teams have done in the past? And if you're a part of it, you get to vote on what our roster should be, and the majority rules. Whoever the number one pick is, we actually sign that person. I mean, we could be throwing our elo for sure, but...
And he was saying a lot throughout this stream. It's 12 hours, and he was just sometimes in between games talking about how esports organizations, maybe even like they talk more than we want to even give them credit for, or whether it's trying to, I don't even know what insight esports organizations are giving each other, what they're colluding on, but he didn't go into too grave of detail because I think he would probably walk himself into a hole with that one. But even Nadeshot talking about how tricky it can be to build a roster in any esport, especially in today's current landscape, right? Like, what is the last great esports roster you have seen where the majority of the roster has stuck together for more than 2 years? And for me, I can't name that many, but the ones you can name, you're like, whoa, they're still together. Like, I think of like FaZe Clan CSGO. It's a miracle those guys are still together. But because they are still together, I'm a freaking fan. Like, that's one of FaZe's best teams. I think it's their best esports team. I would even say by a long shot. Well, what's your answer, though? If you guys are still watching, what's your answer? What's one of the best esports rosters you have seen stick together for a long period of time? All right, it's got to be a long period of time. Till next time, take care of yourselves. Drink up, hydrate. See you back here soon.